Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Enjoy the ride, Texas, and that's what we're doing here once again with our good friend Michael Pijanowski. Thank you for coming back to the show again. Good to see you.
It's nice to see you, Jill. How are you today?
I'm good, but I think you're better. You just got a haircut.
I did. Yes, thanks for noticing.
You're welcome. The little things we notice. Please introduce yourself. You're so much more than the haircut. Please tell us what you do.
My name is Michael Pijanowski. I work at Enjoy the Ride Consulting in Addison, Texas. And so I work with awesome people to help them find new ways to interact with their world. I work with people who have anxiety and depression. I work with couples who are in conflict. I help people break old habits, form new habits, and I help people with dating and relationship issues.
Yay, never ever back in the Dallas area, I'm calling you. So back in 2017, I was there for a few months working on a show called Morning Dose. Do you remember Morning Dose?
No,
it was on CW33. So Melissa Rycroft from The Bachelor, she hosted it, and a few other people. So I came in as a fill-in because it's a Tribune broadcasting station, and I got to spend like Thanksgiving, like it was November and December down there. It was amazing. So I was in Irving at like a little Sabridge suite. I got to discover like Dallas, and I was looking at houses, and I'm like, I'm going to live here. I was trying to manifest it. The job didn't work out. They didn't hire me, and the show got canceled 3 months later. Anyway, that was part of why I guess they didn't hire me, but they didn't tell me. But anyway, it's beautiful down there. I love it. What part of Dallas specifically are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Addison, which is just north of.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Irving's not far. I went dancing in Irving Saturday night. So.
Oh my gosh. Do you know where little Staybridge Suites are? Near the CVS? But anyway, it was like home for 2 months and I loved it. So anyway, back to you. What do we have in store today? I know we have some good things. I think meditation might be first on our list. You tell me.
Yeah, we're going to talk about meditation today. And what I'm really, my goal in doing this is to introduce people to meditation, maybe break down some misconceptions that people have about meditation and really manage your expectations. Because I hear a lot of people say, well, I tried meditation, but it doesn't work. And so it actually does work, but they think, because of their expectations of whatever they think they know about meditation, it's blocking them from having a really good experience.
Sure. Got it. So how do we meditate for those that are more like, I don't have time to meditate. I don't understand. It doesn't work. I mean, I always say I don't have time to meditate. And then when I talk to my friends, like, all you need is 5 minutes. You could even start out with 2 minutes. It's all about baby increments.
And we'll get into that later. We'll talk about, meditation for busy people.
That's a good topic.
It is. Yeah. And I think that's also, starting with misconceptions. That's one of the things that people say, well, I just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
And so, but there are a lot of things that we can do to really start that practice. And like I said, if we can drop that misconception of it's not working or I don't have time, then we can start working with it. And when we see the results, we're going to be happy with it. And then we kind of get hooked. I know I did.
Good. Awesome. And then we'll continue over now, of course, as unfortunately, my phone is trying to load. Okay, here we are. Sorry, I was going back to my notes. I do have to look down. I apologize. I'm not an expert. I don't memorize everything. So besides meditation in general, we're going to talk all about the benefits, right? The styles, the guided versus the unguided. Where are we starting, Michael? Sorry.
All right, let's start with the benefits because, cool. It's important to kind of know why would you do it? You're not. So really, the benefits are peacefulness, for one. When you can be in any situation and feel this sense of peace, whether you're standing in a grocery line, you're in the car in traffic, you're in some situation at work, and to feel a sense of peace underneath everything that's going on, it's really pretty cool when you get there. I mean, you feel a sense of calm. Yeah. And this is all part of the practice. One of the side effects that I noticed was an improved memory.
Interesting.
Because and I really observed when this was happening, and like at times when I like remember somebody's name. Well, a lot of times, we meet somebody, and then 10 minutes later we're like, what the heck was their name?
Oh, yeah.
And so I find that because I have less emotional or verbal chatter going on in my head, I have a lot more capacity to remember things because I don't have this constant stream of garbage running through. And so it makes it easier actually to remember things because it's just, the mind's not as crowded. It's like you got this crowded auditorium and people are, standing room only. And then you add one more person, then you're, you expect yourself to work with that. But, if there's a lot of empty seats, you got capacity, and you meet somebody new, and you find that there is more capacity for memory. We're also healthier. We talked about this on another episode where we talked about the benefits of what you think and how you feel affects your health, how it affects your genes, how it affects the way that your genes express, I should say, because genes are really just a blueprint. They don't really do anything. They're really just blueprints for the way we are put together. And then how they are expressed is a function of the environment they're in, which is subject to how we think and how we feel. And so without getting into that whole discussion again, it's healthy, it's good for your health. There's actually a paper coming out sometime, I believe in January, a peer-reviewed research paper that is going to show the direct result of meditation as it relates to COVID, as far as actually blocking COVID from entering your cells. And so they've been doing scientific research on this. And so, yeah, it's really, really interesting stuff. They've already got data that they started right at the beginning of COVID, where they took, and I was actually part of one of these research groups, which was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
So where they take blood from you. So I went to a meditation retreat, and so they choose a certain number of people, maybe around 30, and they take your blood before the event, they take your blood after the event. And so they had this one guy that had just an amazing time. So they're looking at his brain scans, they're like, wow, this guy had really a moment.
Yeah.
And so before the lab closed down, they're like, hey, let's try something. Let's take this guy's blood and let's expose it to COVID. So they took this guy's blood from the sample before the event, and they exposed it to COVID, and it got infected. It was like completely red.
Wow.
Then they took his blood that they took after he went to this 1-week event, and they exposed it to COVID. And they said it was so little infection that they would say it was none. Now, this was in a 1-week period. Same guy, it's blood samples that are a week apart.
Wow.
And because of, the meditation, and he had a really, really good experience. And so, they're looking at all this data, and so, yeah, it's healthier. So there was actually some scientists there, and I got a chance to talk to some of them because I was part of the research group in April when I went. And this one girl that owns the lab, I was talking to her, and so